All right. Well, hello. This is RIPWSB, and I am joined by SSK.
Hi, that's me.
We are going to be doing Deepest Sword, brought to you by Hoptor. Shoutouts for this lovely
That's
game.
a Hoptor.
Yeah. I guess we'll just go ahead and get into it, and we have plenty of time to talk about the game and the run. So we'll do a countdown from 5. So we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, this game was developed by 3 individuals of the Cosmic Adventure Squad over a 72-hour period for a game jam, and they came up with this cool little game. So the main goal of the game is to get to the end of the dragon and stab him with your sword. You're gonna try and free the kitty that's stuck in the cage up there. And on that first go through, we just didn't have a long enough sword. So we need a sword that goes deeper, and that is where we're gonna spend all our time just trying to get to the end and get ourselves closer to the dragon heart there at the bottom. Link number 2 just isn't cutting it, so we're gonna try again. Nice Kentucky Fried Night, and got a little bit longer sword. And
a little bit deeper of a sword, if you will.
Correct, yes. Not deep enough, but getting there.
We don't know that. This third try could be the charm.
So it's kind of nice with each sword length changing, your route through kind of the dungeon area changes a bit as well. So
it also looks like that each length that you add also adds a section.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome.
I just wanted to make a quick announcement for you guys. We have another $50 donation in from Cosmic Adventurer saying thanks for playing Deepest Sword.
Yo!
Yay!
Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thanks for
checking it out.
Yeah, thanks for making a great game. That is.
Yeah, this so.
Whoops. Oh, there we go. That is easily accessible to play. You can play it online in the browser or download it. It's a quick, not necessarily easy game, but something that's really easily addictable. And you start doing runs, and 3 hours later, you're like, "What am I doing with my life?" But you're going fast, so that's all that matters.
So me and Hoptor and WSB here we had sort of like a triangle where we each got one of the other's games for this. So the plan was to do like commentary with each of the 3 of us on each of ours. Hoptor unfortunately not feeling well. I have seen that he's in chat. It's awesome, seeing you hang out. And he was kind enough to give me a guide on so I can sort of figure out what's going on. I didn't have time to check it out too in depth, so I'm kind of just along for the ride here. But it looks like we're on length 5 right now. We got a really long shiny sword.
Yeah, luckily we have a bunch of laps, so we'll kind of get more into specifics of each lap as we go. But yeah, this is the final sword length. You got the golden blade. Got the new part of the level right here, which is it's a part. Can be frustrating. It's awesome when it works well, but it can. Let's see if we can get up. There we go. The little cheeky sword bounce right there, and then the final blade. Free the cat, slay the dragon, and then like Groundhog's Day, we just do it all over again 9 more times. So pretty straightforward.
Tell us about the category you're in.
Yeah, so 10 times. If you're good at math, there's 9 more after 1. So we saved the cat, got the screen. We're hoping to get probably 330 or less per lap to make estimate. So we'll see how it goes. Not a great first lap, but yeah, you just do the same thing 10 times. It's a great short run, just the one time. It's really quick. I think the best times are under 3 minutes, actually. It's like 240 or 250. Those people are doing crazy stuff, like backwards hops with the swords and all sorts of ways to save seconds and milliseconds of time. So the 10 times category is kind of nice. It gives you a little bit more time to make up from mistakes and a lot more kind of rerouting, and when something doesn't go right, how do you solve that quickly? So it's been really fun to play. It's not necessarily a game I would have, I guess, found out about had it not been for Speedromizer, so I'm really happy for that. A lot of these games actually have been really cool to see, and a lot of them look pretty fun to play actually, so huge shout outs to the marathon for doing this and the charity going towards a good cause. So
it's such an awesome idea. Everyone I've like tell about this that hasn't like wasn't familiar with it is like, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I had to like reread it a couple times, like, wait a second, what is going on here? And then when it clicked, I was like, that is probably the coolest thing I've seen as far as speedruns go and marathons. So it was terrifying, the schedule, or not the schedule, the game reveal and who was getting what game, because some of those games and some of them that have been in the marathon look super hard. So as much as it would have been a good challenge to get something really hard, I'm glad I got this game. Not that it's easy, but there's not a lot to memorize. It's just pretty much get good. So with a couple of months, it was enough time to get decent enough to hopefully make estimates. So thank you, Hop Tour, for submitting a game that I feel like I could do decently enough. As we try to get the sword. There we go. All right, well,
we kind of touched on it once. There's a cat in that cage right now.
Yeah, just chilling. Luckily, it's not getting burned by the dragon flame, so that is a good thing for sure. We'll start touching on, so there's like a checkpoint restart you can do and use it there on this final length. This one's kind of nice because you can get over areas that were otherwise a little bit difficult to do with the shorter length swords. For like this section, you just kind of prop yourself up and it's a easy peasy section. You do get this last bit of the level where it gets a little bit more difficult. Some tricky sections where if you mess up, it's a pretty good chunk of time lost. The scary drop, which I hope doesn't fail me during the run. And then this little section here, this probably took me the longest time in the first casual playthrough, which I think was like an hour long, if not more, maybe like an hour and a half to get through this game, where I didn't look at any of the strats and just kind of played through the game. And would go in areas that you don't really see during the speed run, which there is a category if you do want to kind of play through the game as more of like a casual person might. I think it's min% or minimum something, but you go through all the areas and the times are actually about as fast as doing like the cool skip. So it's pretty crazy how well people have gotten at this game. But lap 2 down in the books, going to 3. So yeah, you start with the shortest length and you get the starting area, and then the dragon is immediately ahead, so it's not too bad. Kind of make your way up the stairs. Stabbing the dragon is actually probably my most frustrating part of the run. Later on, you can kind of space yourself out accordingly to like the sword length, but at least for the length 2 and 3, it can be a little bit challenging to get the knight lined up where you need to be, and getting up the steps can be kind of interesting as well. There's obviously optimized ways to get up, and then I'll be kind of doing somewhere in between probably. But you kind of wiggle yourself back and forth. Sometimes the link 2, it's a little bit more difficult to get lined up for some reason. And then link 3 is when you start to go up and over this second section. And there are, multiple ways you can get up these little ledges. Sometimes you do like a hop, and then sometimes you do the full kind of rotation. I kind of mix it up. There's areas where it's a little bit more dangerous for me, at least, to do the little hop, so I'll just do like the full sword swing and take it a little bit slower but a little bit safer. Get this sword in there. There we go. And then the same thing with the linked 4 sword, where you go up in the second part and then you change it up a little bit with how you approach it. So go up here, do a little hop there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And my sword control is quite not up to par with some of the very best of the runners. And then we do a little skip here. You can go up and over. I think it doesn't save a whole lot of time doing the fancy strat, but it does look cooler, so might as well go for it. Get stuck there. And then climbing up the stairs with this sword you try and minimize how many swings and whatnot before you stab the dragon. Which that one, sword 4 and 5 are pretty good as far as getting the stab in. Oh, come on. Because the length allows you for kind of like setups. So you get to a certain spot and then it's not quite as difficult to get it in. And then some little hops with the big sword.
Whenever you're running with the sword like fully extended in front of you, I can't help but imagine like a pole vaulter.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you're using it too.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially the big one like this, you just kind of like prop yourself up and over these ledges. And this one, yeah, you get the sword stuck in that little hole. Oh, that's so scary. And then kind of wiggle yourself, which can sometimes not work, and then you have to do that whole part over again. This whole section of the length 5 took a while to learn and kind of practice and get down. But yeah.
Something that's mighty helpful too, the in-game timer up top.
Oh yeah.
Also, the counting the laps too.
The laps.
I love games with like speedrun. You know, you don't necessarily design a game with speedrunning in mind. You know, sometimes you do, but like it's nice to see that little like attention to detail for those of us. Super
useful. You got the milliseconds, which really help, especially because these times are like super close on the boards. There's, I think last I checked, like 800 plus runs. It might be over like 900 at this point. Tons of runs. The top times all the way to the bottom are all really close. It's insane. Even the 10 times category, I think there's like 30 or 40 people that have run it. So having the timer, everybody's on the same system. You got the milliseconds obviously helping out, and the lap counter is really nice. But yeah, this game it's simple. You know, you got left and right, and then you control the sword. So you don't have too many moving parts, but it's crazy how optimized you can get just from these little controls. So it's really a good challenge to see what you got or what you don't have, is we're seeing right this second. Come on, buddy. There we go.
First try Fridays on a Saturday.
No! That little gap. Yeah, this part with the Link 3 sword can sometimes... You'll be like soaring along and all of a sudden you get this one little hiccup and then you make the same mistake like 2 or 3 times and you're... What am I doing?
It looks rough.
But,
especially with, like, games like this, like, I don't know how to describe it, games with movement, the way that this is, it really feels like everything that you do is, like, set up by, like, you got a flow, you know?
Yeah.
Am I right? I could be, like, entirely wrong, as someone who's never played. I'm definitely going to play this game after this. This looks awesome.
Yeah, just Google Deepest Sword. It's going to be... They got the itch page and it's on Steam.
I love that skip that you do. The, like, back and forth of the sword in the blue biome with this length 4.
Yeah. The skips, and like after the first casual play, then watching Hoptord made a tutorial that kind of went over some of the stuff for each sword length, and finding out what all you could skip was both a sigh of relief and also like I feel really dumb for spending like half an hour going over something that you spend 3 seconds going under. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Spoilers for the next run, but when I was learning Unravel, there's a lot of moments where it's like, I wonder how they do this fast, and then the answer is you just skip it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Love when that happens. Especially for in this game, the later sword lengths, some of the skips really cut out a huge chunk of what you would otherwise normally play. So, and with this sword in particular, how simple just like flipping yourself up was, you kind of kick yourself like, why didn't I think to, you know, pole vault myself with the sword? It's the simple things in life. You get a little wiggle section here.
Such a deep sword.
It is. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. Let's see if I can try and get some better times coming up.
I keep forgetting to like mention it at the end of at the beginning of length 5. The guy that keeps upgrading your sword tells you this is the deepest sword, and I want to say roll credits. They said the thing, and I keep forgetting. It's just going so fast.
And watching the top runs of this game is pretty bonkers. Watching Hoptor play it, I was like, oh, I'm definitely not playing it how you play it, but they can like balance the sword over their head, and they do these backwards like little bunny hops with the sword with the longer lengths. They get up, even like the first set of stairs they do with the cool sword movement. So it's really optimized on the top tiers. So even when you think you got it figured out, there's still more to learn and more to practice. So the little game that gives back a lot. Yeah. Get in there. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the kind of the middle towards end of the Link 2 is probably where I struggle a lot. There we go.
I saw people talking in chat about how level 2 is probably one of the hardest levels.
It's tricky. There's not a whole lot of space to get through, and then when you are stabbing the dragon at the end, it starts off kind of in like slow motion, and then if you don't get the sword in quickly enough, it goes to normal speed, and then that can kind of throw you as well. But the game has a nice flow to it when everything is working well and you do figure out the control, so it does have a nice response to like you learn the stuff and you practice and you see the results in the gameplay, and everything kind of just moves.
Seeing the runners talk about in chat how the current record beat a previous task, which is
Oh my god,
wild to me. Yeah.
that's nuts. Yeah, these runners, I don't know, they look like task players. Their runs, I don't get it. I appreciate what they do, but it blows my mind. I'm like, oh.
Pass is 229 any percent.
Ooh, that's crazy.
I would love to see a task of this game just for like the nature of like the task of a game jam game, you know?
Yeah. All right, so we are at least getting closer to the halfway point. Oh, there we go. Try to land on the ledge. There we go. Luckily, the end of Linked 5 has been pretty nice so far. Nothing too crazy has happened.
You've been getting through it. Looks pretty smooth.
Everything else seems to be like this could be interesting. I think I'm far enough. Okay. Yeah, that little platform in the middle, and Hoptor covers this really well in his tutorial. There's like a point where, oh come on, buddy, no, where you either need to like hold both movement and sword, and then there's a point where you need to just hold movement, and it made such a huge difference figuring that one out. Because like sometimes you won't make it all the way to the other side if you're holding, you know, the wrong combination of buttons. So it is surprisingly complex how the movement works in this game. All right, halfway point. We get some better times from here on.
Bon Jovi type beat. Whoa, we're halfway there.
Exactly. There we go.
Whoa. Etc. Etc. I don't want to get the stream copyright taken down, but
yeah, really.
you get where I'm coming from.
Let everybody queue up the song and they can play it on their own safely. Yeah, and I know this part of Link 2 isn't, the underground section isn't normally how people do it, but I think they usually have the sword in front going under the bottom, and then makes the end a little bit different, but kind of one of those deals where it's like, whatever works for you, just go with that, and then hope it works. enough. As I'm sure most people have found out learning these games that they were lucky or unluckily dealt. I do feel like I got lucky with my game though, so can't complain. There we go. All right, Sword Link 4 coming up. And at this point, if you have your sword up for that first part past the two people, you need to have your sword in front of you. So there's like little things like that too, where you gotta remember where you are and what sword you have. So even just doing the 10 times run, I'll just kind of be going along and then just the brain shuts off for a second and you're like, ah, crap, where am I? Like, what am I doing? This is the wrong sword length for where I'm going. And so it's funny to try and keep mentally in the run for 10 straight runs or 10 straight laps. Because you go down for some swords, you go up for some swords, forward, backwards, restart there, and surprisingly, come on, a lot going on. Ooh. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so when the Link 5 sword is, like the end of the sword is beyond the floating platform. Oh, come on, little guy. I think you hold both movement and sword, and then if you're not kind of reaching the end of that platform, you just do movement only. So when you come down from a sword swing, if you're just holding the movement, you kind of fly a little bit quicker or further to the right or left, I guess, if you're swinging backwards. But like these little small intricacies on the movement, kind of interesting, because there are some stair climbs where it's best to, you know, hold just the movement and not do movement and sword, and kind of minimize the amount of sword movement on the stairs. Let's see if we can get, there we go. But yeah, once you start grooving, you just try to get through the laps as quickly as you can. Like a little backward swing to pop up in the hole. There is, I think you're, like optimally, you turn the knight around and do a swing on these steps for the Link 2. I just kind of wiggle the sword and go a little bit slower, but the method of choice that I've kind of landed on. Little bump. Then this part here too, where some people, instead of going all over in like a full circle with the sword, you just kind of bump yourself up a little bit without doing the full rotation, save some time that way. But whoop. Ah, okay. And if that skip ever stopped working, you can just go over the top, kind of like in the Link 3, so it's not something that has to be done, but it can save a little bit of time, I believe. Okay. So we're coming to the end of lap number 7. Do the restart there, go over the top. Kind of wiggle up over this ledge. Drop down, get the big old rotation. You swap the sword right there in that little hole. Pop up over that ledge. Pole vault up on this ledge. And then the fun begins. And sometimes you can just drop down right on that ledge. Nope, not there. Getting it on the second try is not too shabby. I won't complain. And then big rotation here, and then this can get a little scary. And then that's where that sword tip goes over the edge, and you can just hold both movement and the sword swing. Kind of wiggle yourself through this hole, the little tunnel. Okay, so that was a little bit better of a run. Or a better lap. We can end on a higher note. But yeah, this game is surprisingly addicting. Just the single lap is obviously pretty short, so you don't have to spend a whole lot of time, but you can. So if you got a short amount of time to play and you just want to do a few laps, you can do that. If you got more time, you want to do a 10 times lap or 10 times run, you got time for that. If you just want to do lap after lap after lap trying to get your time down, you got that option. You get the quick restart, you get the quick checkpoint restarts. It's just hard not to go fast once you know what to do. So as a speedrunner, I appreciate this game. Come on, there we go. Oh, there we go. Little wiggle there at the end. No big deal. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, shoutouts to all the crazy people that signed up for this marathon and learned some games that they may not have otherwise played or run. It's been really interesting to see how everybody's been doing. Some of these games look super difficult, so mad respect for the people if you got a crazy difficult game and made it work and made your estimate or got close. All right, here we go. This part, there we go, a little bit better. I think HopTour set the estimate pretty much right at the sweet spot. So props for setting a good estimate that was achievable but not necessarily easy. Ah, come on, there we go. Oh, there we go. All right, the end of lap 8 coming up. Come on, buddy. I'm too close to, there we go, yeah. I'm often too close to the ledge with this sword, so he'll go to do the little bunny hop thing and just doesn't get up. There we go, that one worked. The top runners do this really cool backwards sword hop, which I think I've gotten it once by accident, but never like on purpose. It's a really cool strat and saves you from having to, you know, bring the sword in front of you. Oh, no, don't get stuck. Ooh. My nightmare right there. Between that and then falling down here. Please don't fall. Oh no! Okay. Oh no! So that's, yeah, not great. Oh, okay. There we go. What are you laughing at? My girlfriend laughing at me there. She's seen this game quite a bit in the last couple months. He's actually kind enough to race me, and I appreciated that. I was trying to... you hadn't played at all, had you?
No, never.
So, yeah, I was trying to see if I could get through 10 times and beat her going once, and she ended up killing me. She did like almost 3 laps before I got my 10 done. So shout outs to her for being better at the game than I did when I started.
I got a lot of previews.
So luckily it's got a pretty banger of a song because she's been hearing that quite a bit. All right, 2 more laps. Let's see if we can get a sub 320. Surprisingly difficult to play and just even talk at all. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get in there. Get in there. All right, we're gaming. There we go. There we go. Okay. Do the steps. 1. Yep. Yep. Get up. Yep. Nope. This is the. Oh. Okay. Not bad. I'll take it. Okay. We're kind of gaming. We're gaming. See if the Link 3 can go well. Get up top. Little bunny up. Hopefully this goes. Oh, scary. This little like leap of faith right there is always terrifying. Get up these steps. Okay, not bad. Okay, okay. Link 4, come on, baby. Be nice. Just game. This is what we train for. This is a scary moment. Okay, not bad, not bad. Drop down. Do the wiggle. Okay, not bad. Missed where I wanted to put on the stairs. Bit of a struggle right here. So yeah, whenever I miss my placement with the sword on the stairs, I usually just panic and just start swinging like a madman. So I don't recommend that strat. It doesn't really work that well. It's better to go even like a little bit slower and have better swings, more calculated swings, but flailing around with the sword is definitely an option. So now if we can get lucky with the Link 5 ending, this might be a decent little lap. Okay. That's on me. See if we can not get stuck here and then hopefully not fall down. Oh, okay. Nice, nice. Moment of truth. Not too bad. Okay. If we can make this gap, this might not be too bad of a lap. Okay, the hard part is done. Do a little sword wiggle here. Try and do the cool. Oh no, I thought I was up. Get up. The cool. Nope, too far. I think I always go for that little sword landing, so you can just propel yourself right through the opening. But I do screw that up quite a bit. But I do like the swag of that one. Oh, took too long to get the sword over, and then everything went to normal speed. Okay, almost 320. All right, so this will be the last lap. So we do the 5 sword lengths one last time, and then once, I guess for RTA, I guess when the screen goes black at the very end would be time, but it's doesn't really matter that much. But we'll see if we can get a better lap this time. Okay, good start. But yeah, huge shout outs to Cosmic Adventure Squad. This game was, I didn't know what I was getting into. I hadn't heard of this game when the games were being dealt out, and I was pleasantly surprised when I found out what this was and how it was made. So they did a really cool job, and it's been a blast playing this the past, what, like 2.5 months, I guess. Big shout outs to DJ and everybody kind of working behind the scenes, putting all this together. Okay, got up there. big shout outs to all the runners that have put the time in and kind of learned their runs, and the people that submitted, been helping out. Hopdoor's really helpful in getting this run kind of learned and optimized about as far as I could in my time and my sanity would allow for. Because it's still crazy how much quicker people play this. I feel like I'm going for most of the hard stuff. I mean, not doing it obviously nearly as fast as everybody else, but it's just so crazy the amount of control that they have moving the knight and the sword, and I'm just glad when I get to the end and it's not 4 minutes in. But it's been a blast. Got one more sword link to get through, free the kitty one last time, slay the dragon one last time. So obviously time will be coming up when it fades black on the last sword stab. Wrap over. No, too early. But yeah, as kind of touched on before, this event and marathon is truly one of a kind and a really neat idea. I hope there's many more of these in the future, or even if it's not like a marathon or anything, just the idea of kind of getting a randomly assigned game and offering one up for somebody else to learn is pretty cool. I know there's similar stuff, like you get the 12-hour challenge and like the obscure speedrun club and stuff, but to have your assigned game, oh no, that could have been I think that was a decent time. Might still be. All right, so we're making our way up the stairs one last time, and then time will be coming up right about now, give or take, I guess. But yeah, that is the Deepest Sword. Check it out. Google it. Cosmic Adventure Squad. You can see it, the link on the bottom. Really cool. They have a bunch of really cool games. Yeah, thanks everybody, and good luck with future runs. Underestimate. Nice. We did it. Oh yeah, 8 seconds. Okay. Yeah, the it was submitted as a 35-minute kind of in-game time, so that was cool. That was a bit of a crap show, but we got it. We made it work. Thanks for having me. Hopdoor, thanks for submitting this game and helping out. They did a really good job. They learned their game and was killing it, so it's a shame that you can't see Project Plus because they were doing such a good job. Definitely put in the work, and I thought I saw the stair skip. That was pretty wild. So again, thanks to the devs, thanks for the marathon, everybody. Thanks for Seldom Seen Kid for helping out with comms, and I'm looking forward to watching the Unravel 2 run and seeing what he can do. But yeah, this game is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna keep playing it, even though it can frustrate the living hell out of me sometimes, in the best way possible. Because it's all on you. It's not the game. The game's actually really well made. So, big shout outs. Sorry, Dragon. But yeah. So how's everybody doing? That donation total's looking pretty juicy.
$435. Looks fantastic.
Well done.
Thank you for the amazing run, by the way. That was super fun to watch.
Thank you.
Especially as somebody who's like not very familiar with the game's speedrunning competition. I didn't even know that it had such a big scene to an extent. But I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I can see why this game warrants a speedrun.
Yeah, this is perfect.
It was an absolute blast to watch. Thank you.